Hi guys, Felicity here from Flissyfishcross-stitcher. Been a really long time since I filmed the last video. When I filmed last, I had Chloe with me, my best friends, and you guys really loved having her along. So hopefully I can either have her back again soon or she can make her own channel. Really hope that would be great. Who would love to see Chloe have her own channel? I will. Yeah, so last time we filmed was the 26th of May, and my gosh, it's now like the end of September. That's amazing. Where has time gone? So since I've been filming last video, I have been over to America. We've just finished the last day of term today for term 3, and now we have 2 weeks holiday. I can't believe it. We skipped a whole term. So a lot has gone on in personal and in cross-stitch life for me. During this term, I was really sick for about a month, and that put me out of commission for anything. I did have some time in that month where I wanted to film a video. However, I could barely speak, I was coughing, and my asthma was playing up. So I'm definitely a lot better now. I'm really looking forward to the 2 weeks holiday that we have basically starting tomorrow. So I can really rest and recover ready for the last term, which is our shorter term. Thank the Lord. But I'm a lot better than I was. So yeah, let's get into it. So last term, before we had the term, I went over to America and met a lot of new friends. I went to the Show Me retreat that was hosted by Lara and Nancy, the Adit sisters in Missouri. I had so much fun. You can't believe what my table is looking like at the moment, but yes, I came back with a lot of goodies and a lot of love, and I'm happy to show that for you. I'm going to share with you later. But what I would say is go and grab a cup of coffee or go and grab a snack, because this is definitely going to be a very long video, because we have about 3 or 4 months to catch up on. Hey guys, I forgot to put this in, but I'm going to give away this chart. So it's the Gold Collections Petites from Dimensions Seashell Treasures. Last video I had put this up to people, so if you had put starfish in your comment at all, I counted yours to put into the round number generator, and I had 4 people who wanted this chart. So I'm happy to pass it along, and I'm going to get it framed up soon. So yeah, just about to flick to the screen, we'll see who has won this chart. Alright, so here we have the numbers from 1 to 4 into the random number generator, ready to go, and we'll see who is going to get this amazing chart. Remember, it's my conversion as well to DMC. We have number 2 has won, and that is going to be for Brooke Ryan. So Brooke Ryan, can you please get in contact with me? I'll have my email address in the description below, and I'll get that chart out to you ASAP. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to show you today is going to be an FFO. That's right, I have an FFO. I actually technically had 2 because I did FFO something for the Show Me retreat, but I don't have that anymore because it was part of my exchange. But this is an FFO that I didn't frame myself. I picked it up from the framers about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Haven't posted up on Instagram yet, but I will. And if you haven't guessed already, it's my Roses of Provence by Mirabilia. Yes, so here she is in this gorgeous frame. So I went through, if anyone who is in Adelaide, I went through Aimee picture framings, and they've done an amazing job. So I splurged a little bit and had the non-reflective glass. I love this frame. It's really oriental, sorry. This is quite large. So it's really oriental. We have like a creamy, pinky matte, a darker pink, and a purple matte. So there's 3 mattes there to showcase her. And she really has like not much reflection. It's a little bit there, but that's because of the light, where the lights are. But if I zoom in, you can really see still all of her beads that shimmer. And he's done a great job with stretching her out and making her look amazing. So there we go. You can get it all in the picture. So there is my Roses of Provence all framed. Funny story, reason she didn't get picked up a couple weeks ago is I forgot to enter into the Royal Adelaide show, so she'll go in next year. But isn't she amazing? Absolutely amazing. And you can still see all of the glitter from her beads. And here, if we go in close, you can see the mats. So there's like a very paley pink matte close to the fabric, which is green, that darker pink, and then the purple. So I think he's done an amazing job. I absolutely love her. Wow, I can't believe she is completely framed. Absolutely framed. And she will be going up on the wall in this house sometime soon. What to do with the glare. So, we now have a cat sitting over here, and you get to look at my lovely roses on this side. We're going to head on to whips. So I now have 5 whips. You heard me correctly, I have 5 whips. So let's start with a Mirabilia. So this was a new start for this year for me. So this is my Gypsy Queen. I started her once I'd finished Roses of Provence. This is, I can't remember what number she is, and I can't remember the date that I started her. I didn't make consistent notes this afternoon, so going from there. She's stitched on 32 count Gold Digger by Colour Cascades, and I think it's actually jobelan rather than Murano. And she's still on my quantum frames. Alright, so this is where I'm up to. So last time, I think I'd only started her for about a week, and I am loving the colours, and they are popping up so much on this fabric. The light's not actually doing too bad. It's not washing out the fabric too much, which is really good. Those oranges and those pinks and purples are really blending and showing so much at the moment. I've even started using my first ever Karen, some of my first silks, so there's Karen Water Lilies, and using the Chronic as well in that particular ornament that's down there. But I am loving this. I'm actually thinking of pulling this out before we go away, just for the next couple of days, and working on her, because she is absolutely gorgeous. Yep, I'll make sure I've inserted a before photo somewhere, and then here she is now. I love these colours, and as I said, I think I'm going to go back to her because I haven't really stitched this last week. I haven't really felt the need to. So it's been a bit of a tough couple of weeks, but I'm hoping I'm going to get back to her. I think she will be really good to get some block stitching done and get some more progress. The next one that I have been working on is by Aimee Stewart. It's a stitch in time, the multicolour one, but in the regular size. And these are my very long bars that I had to buy when I first wanted to start this last year. I started it on the 1st of September, which is, side note, Chloe's birthday. So this is now over a year old, but I don't have very much on it, but I don't mind because I know this is going to take me a very long time to complete, and I'm fine with that. Yeah, I have a million of part threads everywhere here. I've tried to braid them so they're a little bit out of the way. I actually made really good progress, so I'm happy with how far I managed to get to. I'm hoping to finish off a page or so, go back to it and finish off a page, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to get that done before the end of the year. I've inserted a before photo before this, but I managed to get quite a lot of work done on that first page. So if you can see, I've done probably about half of the first page. I am loving those colours. It is looking so intricate. And my God, the million of colours and part threads and confetti. But those flowers are looking amazing. And I know there's a long way to go, but I can't wait. Just looking so good. This is stitched on 25 count 1/1, and I'm gridding it myself. So I think any other time I will stitch a height that's going to be this big, I will buy the pre-gridded fabric. However, I'm just working what I have now and I'm not going to stop. But yes, I made some really good progress. I'm happy with how much I was able to get done, and I will pull it out again. I'm not sure when, but I will definitely pull it out again. I haven't really worked on the other Heaven Left design that I have, which is Quit Stitch Once Upon a Time, also by Aimee Stewart. I think I maybe put like maybe 100 stitches or so into it when I was over in Missouri, and then met Christy, who was also working on it, and we've gone in completely different directions, and that was amazing to see. But we're going away for a week, starting Friday next week, to Yarrawonga, so I might take that one away with me, the Once Upon a Time, just to see how much I can get done, because that's now my oldest whip. And in saying that it's my oldest whip is because I don't have a whip anymore. There is one whip that is missing from my collection, and that is my Fantasy Castle by StitchX. Now, I haven't tossed it. It's not a UFO for me. It has been given to a lovely person who is also a Flosstuber and the admin of a major group. So, when I went to Missouri, I was lucky enough to meet Vicki, who is our headmistress in School Magical Stitches. And I was working on one of the challenges, and that I was using my Fantasy Castle whip. And every time she'd come over, she'd say, "Oh, get it finished, finish that page. Oh, I really love that. I really, really love that." And so I kept working on it. So insert the photo that I have before I started, and then the photo that I took before I finished. However, I am not in love with that whip anymore. I mean, it's gorgeous, but it's not my style. And Vicki just fell in love with it. So on the very last night, Saturday night of the retreat, because she was leaving very early Sunday morning, I tried to finish off the page. Didn't quite finish it off as quickly as I could. But that whip went on a travel journey to Vicki, so now Vicki is going to be working on it. And I cannot wait to watch her journey and see her stitch that over the next coming years, because I think it would be amazing, and I know she will love it way more than I do. But you know what then? That meant that it has opened up my doors, and I've actually I have a new start. With the new start, I'm doing this along with Aussie stitcher Belinda, also on Flosstube. So we decided to do a new start for Joan Elliot July. So I have this book here, which is called Fairy Enchantments by Joan Elliot, and there's a lot of different patterns in here that I absolutely love. And while I have a Mirabilia on the go, I've never stitched Joan Elliot. So we decided that we would stitch one of these together. Now, we decided to start this on the 5th of June. So it's been a whip for quite a couple of months now. And we both decided to start the Butterfly Fairy, so the one on the cover here. I'm doing it on completely different fabric, and so is Belinda. So this one here, isn't she just gorgeous? And I love, love, love those butterflies. Those butterflies are like my favourite at the moment. Oops, hang on. Spare patterns, this is a paper pattern. Oh, look at those butterflies. I'm in the midst of down here at the moment, but it's so gorgeous. I love, love, love this piece. Just love it. So I'm stitching her on 32 count Lugana. It's called Golden Touch by Colour Cascades. It's one of my monthly ones. I can't remember which month it's from, but this is the other part of the fabric. So that's what it looks like without anything else. So you can see there's like little tan bits, but it's mostly just pink. Mostly just pink with lots of tan. So that's the other half of the fabric. And I'm using, this is part of my stash, like I've got months of stash, so we'll see. That's going to be a very long part. But this is part of my stash. It's one of the Floss Buddies. It's the flip one. So actually I'm organising all the threads so far in here. I've just spread them out because there's not that many colours. There's a couple of chronics and then I have to do French knots or something. But I'm just using this as organising at the moment. I've been working on the lower left page, so there's 4 pages from this book, and I've just been working on the bottom part of the page. So for a new start, I'm actually pleased with the amount of progress I've done. I've nearly finished this page. Isn't that just gorgeous? So I have like these violets in here, the deep blues, the yellows, the green is part of her wings. There's this sash that's going down. When I first originally looked at it on the book, it looked grey, so I thought I could have used it for a challenge, but it's actually blue and white. There's the beginning of a butterfly here. I'm just wanting to finish off this part so I can then, there's a bit of the skin coming down, so I'll do that first and then I'll finish off the butterfly. I've decided to stitch her skin 1/1 because I really love that look when we looked at roses. So this is her skin, and that's really a nice representation of the fabric, so that fabric colours are coming out. We picked this one, Chloe and I had some help, because I liked the golden, the bit of tan, and then that would contrast against the skin. So I know there's going to be a bajillion amount of back stitch. I haven't started that yet. Might do that as one of the extra credits once I have most of this done. But yeah, I love this, and this also might be going away with me as an easy project to work on. So this one and Once Upon a Time will probably go away with me to Victoria next week. But yeah, that's my whips. I mean, I have so many other things I would like to start, but I think for the moment I'm normally just a one project, maybe one per month, 1 or 2 per month person, rather than having so many different projects per week, which means if I'm doing any challenges or magical stitches, I'm normally just having to do lots of penalty points. So I haven't done that much of the challenges recently. I've been more working on the extra credit, because that is more doing like a big block of stitching that I can do in one project rather than multiple. But yeah, that's up to me. That's the way I like to stitch, and that's my particular style. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through some of the stash that I received the last couple of months that I've bought or I have from my monthly subscriptions and things like that. And I'm going to leave the giant pile here that's about the Missouri and Kansas retreat till last, because I also have some video to insert in about different things. And then at the end of it, we'll talk about the Royal Adelaide show as well. So there's quite a lot to this video. Alright, so Chloe and I did an order through JK Cross Stitch Supplies on Facebook through Janet, and she was able to split a whole heap of DMC into 2 lots for us, and we just split the shipping between the 2 of us. So I have some DMC, and from there I also bought some more, another 11 and an 8 Q-snap, because I really like using the 2 size, so the 8x11. So it's really good that I can have those, so I can keep exchanging out for when I'm coming to different projects. So that was something a while back. Those threads are ready for a couple of projects that we have in mind coming up. Then on Facebook, I've been keeping an eye on Crafty Kitten's monthly seconds challenge. Not challenge, monthly seconds sale that she's been putting out. So this one here is March 2019 limited edition, a 16 by 18 piece of 28 count Lugana. Alright, so this is the limited edition, so it's a nice yellowy colour with some pinks that have been touched with it. It's only a small piece, but it's really pretty. I like that. There's a lot of things I could use for that, I think. Not quite sure what I'm going to do, but it is really pretty. Yeah, I can see quite a few different projects going on there. You got a whole heap of fabric coming away in a sec, just forewarning you. But look at that, you can see the pinks there, and that's actually a better representation of the yellow. So it's a little bit more brighter than that. I am using like their lights at home, so it's at night. So it's washed out a little bit, but it's really pretty. This one is the most recent one that I received. It's Daydream. It's a second, which is 32 count Murano. This one's an 18 by 27. And I love this one. This is so pretty. Look at those. Look at that colours. Isn't that gorgeous? I've got a couple of different ideas for this one, and they will come up later. But my goodness. Isn't that pretty? Then from Tammy from Colour Cascades, each month I've been getting the Songbird series. So this one here is number 10, which you should have already seen. This is Sing for Joy. And we have showcasing a house finch and a cornflower. I think I'd use different fabric. Not really in love with the fabric for that one. I think it's a bit too greeny. But I do love the music notes. That's cool. I've only just realised that they're there. And then this one here is Autumn Dream. And you have a tufted titmouse and a and a bittersweet. Don't ask me. So that, I know all you guys are loving the pumpkins, so you guys are all more into fall things than we are. We're just about to head into spring. Still really cold, but we're heading to spring, so you guys are heading into autumn. So contrasting climates at the moment. Tammy also does different studio sessions. So she calls her studio sessions. That's when you can get offcuts or ends or seconds again as well about her fabrics. And she had one a while ago. So these are some little offcuts. I think they're about 16 or 18 count Ada. Not sure, but I think this one's like offcuts of yesterday's. Isn't that pretty? Could do some really fun smalls on there. Love them. And then they have this one also came with it. So it's like a 2-pack. Really, really pretty. And these ones are also sparkly. So I'm not sure if you can, there you go. You can see the shimmer there. And look at that shimmer. Oh, wow. So pretty. I'm running out of places to put things. This is also another studio session. This is 18 count, which is a 9 by 40. And it's just like a nice solid pink. So you could really break that up into lots of different things. Let me see if I can get this back together. But yeah, nice and solid, lots of different colour pinks. And we'll go from there. So the reason I haven't showed you many fabrics from Tammy, because she had a lot of trouble getting 32 count Lugana in for a while, and then was backlogged from sales and things like that. So I have about 6 months worth of monthly fabrics to go through. So but all my fabrics are 18 by 27, 32 count Lugana. So this one here, I don't know the names of them, so I need to go actually message Tammy and see if I can get, if they have names, get names, because I just have the months. But this is March's. Nice purpley pink colours. I love all the mottling. So pretty. Tammy has a really keen eye for different colours like these. But that is just gorgeous, and I still love the smell that comes out with them. So this is March's again. Then this is April, and anyone who loves purple and pink mixed together, this is your one. This is the one. Look at that. I mean, it has to be a genius to think of the way you can put these together. I mean, look at them. That is so gorgeous, and the lighting is actually picking this up very well. Like, this is a great representation of the colours. So this side is like more purpley and pink, and then you get the blue on the other side. Just, I don't know, amazing colours, amazing colours. This one here is May. I really like this one too. It's a nice pinky, greeny kind of light colour that's not showing up. That's too great. Let's see. Slightly better. Oh yeah, that's better. You can see the different colours coming through. Really, really gorgeous. I love her fabrics. There are some that are just definitely not my style, but these ones, like the pinks, the purples and the neutrals, are definitely me. Speaking of not my style, this one's probably not my favourite. It might be going on a journey for a while, but this is very yellow. I'm not sure what I would stitch on it. But I think all of you people who love Halloween, this would be, oops, that didn't fold properly. This would be a great fabric for you. So anyone who loves Halloween, or I don't know, something, it's not what I would probably stitch on. It's a bit too much in my face. It's actually a lot brighter than what it's showing there. But ideas, sure. But I'm happy to send this over to someone in a sec. But isn't that gorgeous? It is nice. I wouldn't stitch on it. I know there'll be many other people who probably would. And if you're looking for a Halloween piece that's really bright yellow, there you go. This one is July. Again, I don't know the names of them, so I'm just going along from here. But this is gorgeous. Look at that. That deep, deep mauve? So pretty. Just amazing, like what colours you can get. You could do a really, really pretty lady on there. A really pretty lady. Like, I don't know, a different colour dress or something to give that contrast. And this is the last one I have for the moment. So this one is August. Again, you should see that I like the pinks and the purples. This is really nice lilac-y pink. With a bit of mottling with different colours. Not pink, purple. Purple. It's been a long term. So different purple. You got the different shades up here, and then you've got the light bit as well. This one might be coming out soon, depending on what I want to do. It could also be a bit of a competition for one of the other ones. But keep this one and this one in your mind. Okay, so this is the August from Colour Cascades, and then this one is the one from Crafty Kitten. So keep those two in your mind, because on Stash and Load for Australia, I found this chart for an amazing deal. Plum Pudding by Glendon Place. And I think one of those two might go really well on it. I know they're 32 count, so hopefully I can adjust it for instead of 28. I'm hoping I can get the silks one day soon, and hopefully the beads will still fit. But I didn't take it out of the package, but look at that. I've seen so many people work on these, and this is my favourite out of all of them. So I'm thinking one of those nice pale purples would work really well with that. Do you think? Do you think that would work? I think so. It's either that one or this one. I think they both would work. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. That has 6 colours of dinky dyes, one of Oh, it's DMC, but it's only to actually attach the beads, so I just use what I use for roses, and then 4 packs of beads, like different types of beads. That'd be so fun to stitch. It's so fun. And that is most of the stash that I have just from buying things in Australia. Sorry. Heading on to the retreat, Missouri retreat. So I kind of went on a little bit of a major adventure. And so for me, it all started in July. The retreat was held on the 11th, 12th, 13th weekend in July, which was really lucky for me because that was my middle weekend of my school holidays. So I was able to use my whole school holidays to go over to America. Remember, I'm living in Adelaide, South Australia, so at the very middle of the bottom in South Australia. So what I was able to do is I did a couple of different flights. So I had a couple of days in LA first, and then from there I headed to Missouri, and then came back home. So I had a domestic flight from Adelaide to Melbourne, which was at like 6 o'clock in the morning. If that, it was very early in the morning. I think I had like 1 or 2 hours sleep the previous night. The flight went fine. We were a little bit delayed in leaving, so that was a little anxious. But luckily Melbourne Airport, going from the domestic to the international side, is very easy. Very, very easy. I had no issues. You just kind of have to collect your luggage, get out, walk around, and then go around to the other terminal. From there, I flew Virgin across from Melbourne to LA. It was a 14 hour flight, so quite a long flight. Because I didn't have much sleep the night before, I slept most of the way, which was really good. I normally don't sleep on planes. I had one of the exit rows, so there was absolutely no one in front of me. There was actually a spare seat in the middle, and then the lady next to me also, she was about the same height as I am, so about the 2 shortest people on the plane, aside for kids, had the exit row. We had so much leg room, so much space, it was amazing. Here to LA running, so managed to get through customs okay. This is the first time I've really travelled by myself internationally, so went through customs. That wasn't too much of a hassle. Managed to find a transfer to get into Anaheim. So I stayed in Anaheim for 2 days, so Monday and Tuesday. And as soon as I got to the hotel I was staying, checked in, had a shower, kind of felt a bit normal, I went straight across to Disneyland. I had Monday completely all day at Disneyland. I stayed there till like 12 o'clock that night. So I managed to keep myself up from going from like the flight to going through Disneyland. I was able to get through rides so much quicker because I was just one rider rather than a family or going as a couple. I had so much fun. I managed to scooch out what I wanted to buy the night before, so I had some ideas what I wanted to get the next day. Went back to the hotel that night, crashed, managed to get up about 8 o'clock the next morning, had breakfast, and then I did about Disneyland again from about 9:30 through until about probably 1 o'clock that night. Yeah, I had so much fun. At the end of the video, I might even just insert some clips in now or later, or some of the photos I've taken about Disneyland. It was just fun. I mean, I'm a big Disney nerd. You should already know it by now, but I'm a major Disney nerd, and it was different going by yourself, but you still have heaps and heaps of fun. I didn't really go around to find all the characters this time, but I was able to had a great view of the fireworks. Went into both parks. So in the other park I had a bridge spot for the World of Colour, and that was the best spot I've ever had for that performance. I filmed it all. I can't put it in probably because of copyright, but I might probably put a bit of it in. It was just spectacular. Then Tuesday went round, did all the different rides. I did so much walking. Had heaps of fun, went between, started with one park and then ended at the other. Had really lovely weather, wasn't super hot. I mean, compared to me, I had been, previously it was quite cold in Adelaide, for Adelaide. I mean, we don't get snow, but it gets cold for us. And then I'd done this complete weather change and headed to LA when it was like 20, 28, 30 degrees, and it was lovely. This is Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Absolutely lovely. I was able to break out the shorts, break out the t-shirts, not wear a jumper. Loved it. And so Tuesday night finished off my time at Disneyland. Then from there I had a shuttle back to the airport Wednesday morning at like ridiculous o'clock in the morning. Found my way through whichever terminal I needed to be in, and then caught my flight from LA through to Kansas City. And a lovely lady who was going to be at the retreat called Eunice picked me up from the airport. So thank you very much again, Eunice, for picking me up. I really appreciate that. That was so kind of you. She picked me up from the airport and then dropped me at the Jury Hotel, where I walked in, was able to check into my room early. So I arrived a day earlier than Michelle. Checked into my room and was able to do some unpacking and some filming of different clips, because I still had to pack my exchange, my smalls exchange. I had to pack a gift that I gave to Laura and Nancy. I had to pack something for Michelle. I had to wrap these fabrics I brought over for exchange as well. Yeah, so I had to pack quite a couple of different things, and that gave me time to do that. Then from there went down to the lobby. They had like kickbacks, which I kind of used as dinner. And first night ran into so many different stitchers. So stitcher people and other stitchers. Met Gina from Gina on Flosstube. I can't quite remember your channel name at the moment, but I'll put it down below. Thank you so much for asking me to come over to your table that night. I was very nervous about meeting so many people over in America that I've probably seen names of on Flosstube and YouTube and Facebook, but never really know who you were. So thank you very much for joining, asking me to come over. Was able to sit down and eat with you guys that night. Then we went back up to the room, grabbed my stitching, and we sat down there until about 11 or 12 o'clock that night and stitched. And I think there was about 10 of us in the end that sat around and stitched, and it was lovely and amazing. Had a really great time. Thursday, nothing started until about 11 o'clock in the morning, so had a shower, got up, basically went down to breakfast, and then Robbie came over and introduced herself and her husband, and we sat down and had breakfast together, and just, she was amazing. She's one of Michelle's really close friends, and we all sat together at the table. And thank you so much again as well for coming and introducing yourself and making me feel so welcome. So then we had to wait a bit for the stitching room to open, so we managed to line up and received our name tags. So our name tags are on pieces of fabric like this, little squares that are leftovers from Lara's Love You More Studio company, the book sleeves. And yeah, so really nice work. That was such a lovely touch. I love how it's all fabric, so I can use it again. I don't have to use something I can just throw away. We were able to get a swag bag as well, so my swag bag is on the floor over there, but I have most of it here. But most people have already shown what's in there before. Went in, Lara grabbed Robbie and I, and we were all at the same table near the front. Later on we were joined by Christy Lee, as well as joined by Sarah, the backward stitcher, and we just had so much fun. I mean, I can't put the experience into words. I just can't. It just, being with people who understand your love for your hobby and getting what you do in a whole room full of them is just crazy. And I had flown halfway across the world to be over here. And it was just amazing. So amazing. So let's try and tackle some of what I have here on the table. I know I'm going to forget so much about what happened. And I'm going to forget who gave me things and what I received from other people. So I apologize in advance. But my whole time there was amazing. And I would go back again. And I'm hoping to go back again. We'll see. I don't know what happens with the dates. But if it's in any of my holidays, Chloe and I will be there in a heartbeat. I'm telling you that now. Okay, so I have part of a pile from the Show Me Treat, part of a pile from CC and Company, a pile from Hobby Lobby, Joann's and Michael's as well. So I have a lot here on the table. So just bear with me. In one of our things in our bags, already shown, we have this little kit that was given to us in this box. So it says Stitch, Cross Stitch, My Hobby or Insanity. Inside, as other people see it shown you, you've got the pattern, you have the trim and the floss. All you need to do is find the fabric. And yeah, and you can finish it however you like. There's many people who've already finished these. So I really love that, and I love how you're given the trim. So I have never finished anything like that before, so that will be a challenge coming up. Again, running out of space. We were also given some lovely tea. So this says keep calm and stitch on, and we have something lemon, orange, hibiscus and ginger. Don't ask me how to pronounce those words. So we have 2 lots of tea, so I'll bring that out probably on the weekend when I'm feeling really down and want some love and support from everyone that was there. We also had tumblers that people have shown that have the logo on the front, and inside the tumblers was some post-it notes. So the theme was summer, so we had flamingos, and then we had one of Lara's favourite needles, which is the small petites, and then one of Nancy's favourite needles, which I think is a 26 bohin needle. We have a pen, the Love You More Stitches Count Show Me Retreat. It's a really lovely pen to use. I'd use it again in all the times. Can't remember this. This is the lip tints. We had this one, and there was another one we were given. The Flosstubers who were there on the first night, on Thursday night, were dragged up to do a challenge thing that was interesting. And I had to do something about the Monster Mash, who now understands what it is, but going up there, I had to read out something that said the Monster Mash, and I had no idea what it meant. And then later got back to the table and showed me the video. I'm like, oh, I understand now. So one of these was actually in our tumbler, and then the other one we were given as a result of doing that. We were given a whole heap of different fabrics as remnants going out around. So there's a whole heap of different squares that are leftovers from different book sleeves. So that one, which will be funny later. We have this one here. This one. Peacocks. Silvery one. And this one as well. So just some nice little fabric remnants from other, from book sleeves that Lara and Katie have made. Somehow Nancy got in contact with Swaggart in Germany, and they sent her a big container full of fabric, and then it was sent to her London office, and then from there sent to over to America. And in there was these big like yard pieces of a green something type of cloth that's got the checker cloth, I don't know the name of it. And there was also some 46 count linen. So this is just plain cream 46 count linen, the 18 by 14. But I thought I'd try it out and see how it'd go. So managed to pick this up. I've never stitched on something that tiny before, but I'm happy to give it a shot, and I can always find a magnifier if I need to. Different people picked up what they wanted. There was some other things as well, but I thought I'd try the 46 count linen. Okay, just working out what to go for next. Next, we'll look into some of the exchanges that happened. So I decided to participate in the smalls exchange. I've never really been a big person for stitching smalls. However, I decided that I did want to participate in the smalls, and the theme was summer vacation. I'm going to set a video in here of what I FFO'd and used as my small, as well as what I included in that little package. Hi guys, Felicity here. I just wanted to take a video of my smalls exchange for the Show Me retreat that I'm going to give away. So this is a seashell design that I originally stitched when I was just getting back into cross stitch before I really started again. So I think it was completed about 2015. I'd finished my Tinkerbell and just was waiting for some threads to start a new Heaven and Earth design. And so I just looked at some of the kits that I had. So this is by Semco. It's called Seashell number 1. It was part of a kit that you could find in Australia. I've decided to use a hoop finish, so you can see here it's on a hoop on this side, and don't look too closely at the back of the finishing. So this is my first time ever doing a finish in a hoop. I don't think it minded too well. It's travelled all the way from Australia across the US. We're now in Missouri at the hotel. It's not as tight as it used to be, but I hope that the stitcher who get this will still love it. Yep, so I'll insert this into my next video. Bye! But we could also write down what we wrote to each person, and so in mine I included a tea towel as well as a little tea light candle that has native Australian fauna on it. Hi guys, I just wanted to show what else I'm including into the exchange. So I have this tea towel, which is of Australian design. Reading from the back, it's this one up here, so it spells out Australian with all of our Aboriginal Indigenous art on there. And then I'm also including, it's wrapped up at the moment, but hopefully someone will show it. It's a little tea light that has a lot of Australian fauna on the front. So that's all bubbled wrap at the moment, and it's been able to get across from Australia without breaking. So I'm really happy about that. Alright, bye again. And Debbie, who received mine, absolutely loved it, and I'm so pleased because it's the first time I've ever FF'd anything. Try and say that 10 times. I used a hoop finish, so I laced the back and then I whip stitched the felt around the back as well. I've never done that. It did get a little softer than I would have liked because it had to travel in a plane, but I was really pleased and proud of what I did in the end. And this is what I received. So I received this from one of the ladies. I'm not going to say her name because I haven't asked her. The design name is called Sweet Summer, and it's Lizzie Kate. And this is how she finished it. Isn't that so pretty? I love that crab at the top. And look, you call them flip-flops. We call them thongs. Got thongs up there in the top corner. A martini glass. A strawberry. A smiling sun. I even love, like, she has this rope around the edge. And then you got this, like, seashell trim at the bottom. It's so pretty, and you can see it's like a flat fold. And then this is the fabric on the back. Just absolutely amazing. I would love to learn how to finish like this. I have no idea how to finish like this, and I would love to learn. It is amazing, and even the corners are gorgeous. Her finishing is on par, like absolutely amazing. So this is going to get hung up somewhere, probably near the front of the house to welcome in summer. And summer for us doesn't start till the 1st of December. But I'm wanting to hang it up now because we need some warm weather. It's freezing. So that was what I received, and we got a note here as well from our partner. So I might stick that on the back, so I will never forget who gave me this. And It's just so pretty. And it's sparkly, like in here as well as sparkly. Oh, beads, sparkles, really, really pretty. I then also decided to participate in the fabrics exchange. So there was 2 types of fabric exchange. There was one where you could exchange finishing fabric. Well, I don't really have any finishing fabric to exchange, so what I decided to do is take 2 pieces over of some monthly fabrics from Colour Cascades that I will never use, and I'll insert a photo of which ones I've put in here. But there's an orangey and a yellowy one. Again, not my colours. Great for anyone who loves Halloween. I wrapped them in 2 separate packages, so there was 2 people who could get them. I think Sarah, the backward stitcher, managed to get one of them, which is really great. And I know she loves Halloween. So from there, I managed to get like 3 pieces back from this. So this one is 32 count Lugana from Picture This Plus. So I've never had any Picture This Plus fabric before. And it's called Summer something. And it's a yellow. Very similar to what we had for fabrics this year. So when we had these wrapped, they were wrapped in white paper so you couldn't see what was in them. So it's a nice small piece, but I could do something small on that rather than the other one. And then, I'll put that back in there later. Some 18 count cream Ada, so I'm hoping might do some dyeing myself on that. I think that will be fun. And then this is 28 count, I think it's Lugana or something like that. I have to get the paper out again. And it's one of the bigger sizes. So, but that's a really nice neutral, so you could do anything on there. Not sure what, but you could do anything. That's really nice. So that was the fabric exchange. So we've done the smallest exchange and then the fabric exchange. This was also in my bag, so Not All Those Who Wander Are Lost is a nice wooden booklet, notebook, sorry, words. Yeah, so I might start once I finish my other book for stitching, I might use this one. It's really nice. I like how nice and hard it is. Yeah, really nice. Then Katie, Lara's daughter, gets a lot of books as advanced reader copies, so she had a lot of them on the back table to give away. I went and limited myself to 3. So these are the 3 I've picked up. So this is Warriors of the Wild by Trisha Levenstella. Sounds really interesting. Then this one is by Sandra Mitchell, All the Things We Do in the Dark. And Bridget Kemler, Call It What You Want. So I picked up these 3. So thank God I kind of got rid of quite a lot of stuff when I went over. So they're the things I picked up for books. I also went across and looked at the freebie table. Now, some of these are ones I picked for me. I've already picked up the kits for Chloe and passed them on to her because she likes having small little things to do it while she's working. Found that other lip tint that I was looking for before that I couldn't find. Alright, so these are a mixture of some of the freebies as well as what we were other things we were given. So I found this Lizzie Kate up on the table, so bless the graduate, and I know I'm going to do this for a friend as a belated graduate present. I might change the colours just to be a little bit more her, but that will be a very quick stitch. I don't know how I'm going to finish it, but that would be cool. This is one of the other Show Me Retreat designs from CC and Company. So Show Me Retreat 2019. That was one of the general patterns. On the freebie chat, again, this is all from the freebie. Most of these are from the freebie table. This is Mirabilia Designs Moonlit Light Lullaby. And you could either do it without the saying at the bottom, I think, or at the top. And I think that would be really pretty later on for anyone I know who's having a child, or even my own, if I ever get there. It says, "It is not a slight thing when they who are so fresh from God love us." And I think that is really pretty. So that's a Nora Corbett, Mirabilia. It's You I Like, so that was handed out to everyone who went to the retreat that Michelle charted that was inspired by Diana. But you've all seen it going around Instagram before. This is a magazine that I saw so many different patterns that I liked. But this is a cross stitch gold, so we really don't get a chance to get I don't see these ones quite a lot. But I loved these teapots and teacups down there. Yeah, here's a bit of better photo of those teacups and pots and things. I think I could see so many use for them. Really, really pretty. You can even just do one of them and stitch them as like a little mini gift. These are the butterfly designs that I just loved. I thought these would make like cute little cards or little flat folds, and yeah, no, just absolutely fell in love with them. Just, they were gorgeous. There was so much on the freebie table, and you go once, you come back, have something, you go again, and there's something more there. I did take a couple of things over with me for the freebie table as well that I will never stitch, so I felt it was fine taking some things. Now this one is from Stony Creek. It's book 247, Friends of Nature, and we might see a theme happening. But can you see all those butterflies? And that alphabet. And on the back there's a whole heap of other designs as well. I fell in love with this. I mean, it was me. I really liked it, and I'm sure that I can do some of those butterflies for many different designs, or just even put onto my own wall. Yeah, I really liked it. My mainly picked it up because of that design in the corner there. This one here is Thank Goodness It's Friday Weekend Projects by Jeanette Crew Designs. And they're all about different celebrations. So we have congratulations. So we have a whole heap of different celebrations that you never know when you might need something like this for. On your Teacher of the Year, 50 years, special day, friendship, love, united marriage, family meets a home, retirement. These all kind of thought I can use them for later on. So, pick that up. This one here is called Summer Fairy, and it's a Teresa Wentzler pattern, and oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. I think I have 2 of her designs. I haven't started them yet, but isn't that gorgeous? The chart does kind of scare me, but I think if I take it slowly, it'll be fine. But my God, look at all the blends in there's so many blends. Yikes. That might be interesting. But yeah, no, that's really pretty. These next 2 are the last 2 things that I picked up on the freebie table. And honestly, I picked them up more for sentimentality reasons. There might be some things I stitch in here, but it's more because I have never seen these patterns before, and these are the patterns that my Nana Sheila used to make some of the designs on our walls. And as soon as I saw them, I'm like, no, I have to pick them up. So I think some of the patterns down here are quite cute, but the main reason I picked this up is because of these 2 patterns at the top. We have both of those 2 on our wall at the moment that Nana Sheila stitched. once I saw them, I couldn't go past it. I had to grab it. And then you have these ones on the back as well. I just thought that if something ever happened to those, that at least if I have the pattern, I could restitch it. While it might not have been Nana Sheila who stitched it, I could stitch it. And now I also know the name of what they are. So the one on the front here is called Sounds of Summer. And the one with the violin is Spring's Serenade. Serenade. Don't ask me to pronounce things, it's been a long night. Again, this is picked it up for sentimentality reasons. It's called Fairy Magic, also by Stony Creek. So I think Nana Sheila and Grandad liked things from Stony Creek. And I picked it up because I found my fairy. My woodland fairy. So this is what else is on the rest of the cover. But I found my fairy. My fairy is in here and I couldn't let it go. She had to come home with me. Yep, so she's called the Woodland Fairy. So now I know her name and I now have the pattern, so if anything does happen, I can restitch her. Focus. Not going to focus. But the other fairies on here are really pretty too, so you never know. I might stitch them later on. We're getting there. We're nearly done with this pile. Compared to what I have over here, compared to over here, we're getting there. And then, of course, my roommate was the lovely Michelle Bendy. And so she had her patterns there as well. So everyone received the Show Me Retreat pattern, which I know she's now reworking at the moment. And then she also signed it for me at the top. And then I got her Mad Plant one, so I'm sure we can do. That's so pretty, and I'm definitely going to be stitching both of them. Because even if I don't get back over, I can still use this as a memory, as a retreat memory. So there was so much going on day to day, like we had chocolate days. There was, I think the last night, no, Sunday the last night, Katie decided to go up and bring down some of her Pictureless Plus fabric stash that she was willing to sell. And I managed to get quite a few different pieces. So these are all linen. So I've never really stitched on linen before, but I couldn't go past them. There's 2 that are opalescent and 2 that are not. So this one is an 13 by 18 called Crystal Mercedes Jobelan 28 count. It's like a real bluey, like a sky blue. Love that. Really pretty. It's a lot lighter. Like, there we go. This is kind of looking like there's clouds up in the sky. Isn't that pretty? And it feels so soft. Then this one is also Crystal Pansy. This is 32 count, Belfast. And it's an 18 by 13. And you've just got the purple, different colour of purples. Again, I'm a purple girl. So is Lara. We had so much fun liking our purples together. And I'll stitch something pretty and gorgeous on these. So thank you again, Katie, for sharing your stash with everyone. Now, I don't know the name of this one. And I don't know what count it is, but it's a green fabric. I think it's probably going to be 18 by 27, which is like what it normally is. I think it's more of a linen than an even weave. And I'm thinking I might be doing I already know what pattern I might do on this. But it's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. There's a thread there. And then this is a very, very, very big one. So this is also Pictureless Plus. I don't know the name of it. It's a 28 count. But this is a 26 by 36. So huge piece. But I saw this, and Vicki and I was, from reading and stitching, were debating who was going to get it. I just loved this. It was so pretty. Barely reached my arms. A lady, I think, has to go on there, or something that deserves it. It is so pretty. Got so much pinks, purples, and yellows all the way through. Again, thank you very much, Katie, for sharing your stash with everyone. Quite a few of us were able to snag some different pieces. Next bit, this last bit is still from the retreat before everything finished. So as we went along the retreat, there was also an opportunity to do a needle minder exchange. So I decided to, I found some really cute key rings that I adapted and made into needle minders. So there was koalas, wombats, platypus, and kookaburras. And I had about 4 or 5 of each. And I took them across, and they were the ones I exchanged. So excuse the really, really, really tacky box, but I have these wooden butterfly ones. Yeah, so really pretty one. They've got the Show Me Retreat, another couple of wooden butterfly ones. Vicki gave us this one as a member of Magical Stitches. Connie and Melina gave us this one. I took the F, Scrabble Table F, because I, Felicity, love these butterflies. Have the bell, the Show Me, I think this is from Lara. These ones here. This one here, I know who gave me this one. This is Lisa. She made these little pin cushions that you can put onto your stitching. And then also one of the activities that we did as on the last day is we made these counting pins. So these are soon going to get moved onto my bobbin lace pillow, and I'm going to use them to separate out my bobbins. But these are the ones that I made. There we go. You can't tell I'm a purple girl, can you? Purple, blue. They're about to go into my bobbin lace pillow. I have these ones as well that I just need to do a bit of repair on, which will be happening soon. So yeah, that's my ones. I did have like 1 or 2 more, but I also gave a Lion King one to Chloe because everything I got, Chloe of course had to get as well. But no, they're going to be, you'll be seeing them on different projects soon. I also bought, okay, backtrack. Trying to remember your name. Laura from Dying to Stitch. She made us all these, they're like a needle minder, but on the back they also have a needle threader. So it's a threader, and then she hand makes these clay backings, each of them individually. So I bought a couple of needle minders from her. So these have been sitting in, all my needle minders came home in this little case that was originally filled with M&Ms. There was none of them coming home. So these are like, I think, needle minders, but also like scissor fobs. So this is a turtle, and on the back we have a blue flower. So I'm sure you can use them individually. I'm a Harry Potter fan, so keep calm and carry a wand. And then again, it's on a fob with a darker colour on the back. And then of course I had to pick this one up. Purple mandala, and purple on the back as well. So those ones I bought from Lara, and I think This is her Flying Frog Stitchery. This is her card. It's gorgeous. We also have received some other cards from other people about their information. Received a Love You More card as well from Lara and Katie. And then this one here is actually really cool. It's like an inch guide, so you can actually start from like in inches from the side of your fabrics. That was really nice. There was a lady who came around and made these Aurt keepers for everyone, and she made a whole heap, and they're all actually made out of her sister's remaining fabrics. And her sister would have been hurt with her at the retreat. Unfortunately, she had passed away. So this is made from Becca's Bits, and this is my little Aurt keeper, like Aurt thread, my threads keeper. And that would be so useful for when you're going away, just to put your threads into. But that was so touching, really touching. Came home and received a card from Connie and Melina, and inside the card was a skein of floss, which is really pretty. Really loved meeting you guys as well, seeing everyone actually in person compared to on screen, which is across the pond and like 16 hours behind, if not something like that. So yeah, so loved meeting everyone, and thank you for everyone who gave Exchange the Needle Minders. I love them all, and I'm sorry I can't remember which one's from who, but they are all definitely going to be used, so thank you very much. Then the next thing we did was on Friday we went to CC's and Companies, and my God, I have never ever been into a cross stitch store like that before. Never. Like I was gobsmacked, absolutely gobsmacked. I mean, we do have one store here in Adelaide, but they've now closed down and it's now transferred to somewhere else. But it's not the best. And walking into there, you had models that were over 1. I was a little stunned. So I went around the shop first filming lots of the models, so I'll insert that video later. And I'll put some music or something behind it too, because I just did it quietly without speaking. But I did a little bit of damage. I thought I was going to do more. I didn't do as much as I thought, but I definitely came home with some charts and some fabric. So this is a little remnant fabric that is a hand dyed by Stephanie. It is Summer Breeze in Lugana, which is 32 count. Just a nice little remnant. It would cost me like $1. So picked that up. That was really pretty. This one I saw was one of the first things I saw in was one of the first things I saw in the shop. I picked it up and didn't put it down. I just walked around the whole store with it. So it's actually a full kit as well, and I'm definitely going to be stitching this twice. I showed the photo to a friend, and she loved it so much she's asked me to stitch it for her as well, so I'm going to be stitching it twice. This is the 2019 limited edition by Glendon Place, and it's called Someone We Love. And because Someone We Love is in heaven, there's a little bit of heaven in our home. And as soon as I picked this up, all I could think about was Nana Sheila and Granddad and how they inspired me to stitch. I picked it up and it didn't leave my hands. So it's a full kit, so it comes with Ada. So this one came with the Ada rather than evenweave, so I think I might do the Ada for my friend, and then I'll choose a different colour fabric for myself. Has the dinky dyes, has a different type of floss, the beads, and charm. But yes, I love this, and this could be definitely, once I find my fabric, I might start it first for me, and then I'll start it for Danae later on. We've just been joined with a cat again, so bear with us. Now this one here is going to be my first ever ink circle. So this one is called Rosetta. I saw this in store actually but when I saw it in store it was stitched like this. Didn't realise. But I love these circles. However, I'm going to be stitching it differently. See this? I'm not using cream fabric or that colour thread. I'm going to use this fabric and a cream colour or a white colour thread instead and do it in reverse colours. So this one here is Colour Cascades 6 September 2018 fabric of the month, and it's called Red is the Rose. And I thought doing this the opposite way would be amazing. So using this with the cream colour threads and using doing the contrasting colour. So that's all ready. I just need to figure out what thread I'm going to use. I'm thinking I might just use ecru rather than a harsh white, because in here it's like a cream. However, that may change. Not quite sure yet. Alright. Saying hello again. I had hoped to get this video finished before she woke up, but that didn't quite work out. So this is Misty again. She's 18 and turning 19 in January. So, yes. Do you want to go down? You do. You're going to go down here. Okay. Don't knock over my piles. Be unhappy with you. Last thing I bought from, there's two more things I bought from CC and Company. And this one here is my first sampler. I'm not really a big person to samplers, but I like this, and it was also on sale, so I got it for like even cheaper than that. This one is called Evergreen Friendship. And I thought I was going to start it while I was there, but I forgot. And I thought this could be linked back to like my roomie Michelle and I, and change like the letters and things. So I actually, when I was there, bought this piece of evenweave to stitch her on. So this is Jobelan Queen's Anne's lace, 32 count. Now I understand why everyone loves Queen's Anne's lace, because it's really pretty. Here we go. That's better. So that's already prepped for this. Funny story, when I originally looked at the outside, I didn't realise that it would be with green thread, so I just thought that'd be like a cute little border. Didn't realise it was flowers and like a leaves. So we was chatting with Sarah, who was on our table, the backward stitcher, and she had these Jodari design threads. And I thought, oh, how about I do the border in these? So I'm going to use the border in these threads instead of using the ones that are on there. And that just links it all the way back to the retreat and just keeping the theme. Excuse me, you are not allowed on that table. And you know that. So move, please. I have a table here with everything. Move. Thank you. A little bit more to go. This one here is, I fell down the wagon with Lara and Katie and bought some book sleeves. So a couple of these Lara had kept back for me after I'm going, oh wow, I love that fabric, and then it's been sold out that many times. So in particular, this one here. There was two versions of this one. I can't remember the names of them, but this is the butterfly one. And I remember that Lara had posted this on my, oh, can you keep one for me? And they were already all sold out. So then she was managed to find that fabric again and kept one back for me. So this is what the inside looks like. So really nice purples and blues match. And this is the outside, and butterflies, of course. So they're going to get used soon. Lara sewed this one up for me like the last day, like I left on the Tuesday. and she managed to finish sewing up that morning. So this is the fairies in purple again, and on the inside is a lovely batik in the purple there. We also had fun going around shopping, and I'll talk about more in a sec. And then I fell in love with this one. This is Lara's birthday sleeve. I can understand why it's Lara's birthday sleeve and why it had to go home with me. Because, look at that. And then on the inside is just, there we go. Some really pretty colours. Came home. And then I saw this one on the table because they had so many sleeves out on the table. And this one is like, reminds me of autumns, and it's so pretty. I love how squishy they are. I couldn't believe it. On the inside, we've got these gold circles. They're so squishy. So squishy. But yeah, I can definitely see myself using these and love them so much. Thank you for getting them, holding some of those back for me, Lara. And you're definitely going to have some more business for me later on, when I can manage dealing with shipping, because shipping. So I've already talked about the needle minders that was being sold, and we've also had Lara's book sleeves that were being sold. Judy Starkey was also selling both her trays and her bags at the retreat. So I've picked up 2 bags and 1 of the trays, and this one here reminded me of the Great Barrier Reef at home with all those amazing tropical fish. Same fabric on the back. This trim here is really nice, and it's my first real zip bag without being vinyl at the front. Just that same bluey on the front inside, and there's a little zipper pull on the zipper as well. Little charm with a bead. I think that's so pretty. So that was one of the bags, so I'm sure one of my whips will go in there. Then I saw this and I went, me. So the blues and the purples and the flowers, yeah, that had to be coming home with me. This one here is one of the button ones, and it fits my 11x11 Q-snap perfectly. And then you've got this batik here as well. So pretty. So pretty. And then this is one of the trays that can snap up. So on the front is the butterflies. On the back is just this little nice beige. And then you use the press studs, I think, to come in. And it makes a tray so that you can sit all your threads or your scissors or your Orc container in there. So I love that, and that's definitely going to be used on my side table. Then, so that's all I'm really going to talk about the tree, because so many other people have talked about the tree. I'm going to again insert some video about the bragged finishers table. So there was people brought in their finishers. I was the one that was allowed to bring something in that was unframed, because she was unframed, and taking anything with a frame on a plane, not a great idea. I'm also going to take insert the video of the prizes that people could have won, and some other video that I've taken across the retreat. But I loved meeting everyone, had so much fun. Yeah, it was great. So on the Sunday, is it Sunday? On the Sunday, once everyone started to leave, we helped pack up the room, and then we went out in the afternoon to a brewery with Lisa, and there was a whole heap of other stitchers. There was Robbie and her husband, and we went there. There was Athena and Keisha, and then from there we also went out and had barbecue, and that was the first time I've had what you call barbecue. So your barbecue is, I think, very different to what we call barbecue in Australia. If we're saying, oh yeah, let's have a barbie, that means we're going to put sausages on the barbecue, or we're going to do lamb chops from the barbecue or skewers and things like that. Whereas your barbecue is a lot more slow cooked and lots of braised meat and burnt ends. And it was amazing. I loved it. I had so much fun trying all the different types of foods I've never had before over the course of the weekend. But barbecue is definitely an amazing experience, and I'm going to insert the photo of all of us out the front of the restaurant because we just had so much laughs and I've made friends forever from that. Then the next day, it was the day that Michelle was actually going to be flying home, so it was the Monday. We all went out in the day down to the city, to the square, and walked around the square, had a bit of fun, had Mexican for lunch, went down and started looking through some of the plaza, and that was with Athena, Lisa, Lara, Michelle and myself. We had a great time. It was hard to leave them after that day, because we had all had so many bonds and just so many memories. But once I went with Lara to drop Michelle off the airport on that afternoon so she could go home to Wade and Rosie. And then Lara and I did a little bit of shopping on the way home from there. Don't take an Australian into Joann's, Michael's or Hobby Lobby and expect them not to come out with anything, because our craft stores are pathetic compared to yours. Downtown pathetic, pathetic. So I don't remember which stores each of these are from, but I had lots of fun. Lara and I had lots of fun because we were also on a hunt for some fabrics for Chloe, so that Chloe made some sleeves. So in one of the stores I found some 28 count Murano evenweave or Lugana, and this was like ridiculously cheap. So this is a 20 by 24 cut, and so I'm hoping that I might eventually dye my own, and so I bought 2 of them. So I'm going to have fun. Don't know how to dye my own fabric, but I kind of also did pick up some RIT. So I'm sure I'll have fun learning how to do these, but I bought a purple, a pink and a blue, and I'm going to have fun using that to dye these fabrics here. Then I think this was when we were in Joann's. I found some lobster clasps because I want to use them to make some scissor fobs one day. Found some different charms. So this is for a pendant, but I can see myself using it for a friend who loves whales. Scissor charms for scissors. And then this is a dragonfly, which is close enough to a butterfly for me. Charms, so I bought those. Found some beads, which I can use for the scissor fobs, but also can use for lace making. I love these ones. So I'm thinking I might have to use them soon to do some spangling. Another thing they gave out at the treat is the Doctor Who mug that has heroes can be found in the most unlikely of places. One for myself and then one for Chloe. These are really quite heavy actually. And then the last thing I bought at Joann's was some thread. So these are from Coats Machine and Quilting Crafts. It's a weight 50. It's a cotton. But these are variegated colours. So one's a pink and one's a purple. And I'm going to use these instead for lace making, because I've been doing that bobbin lace, learning how to do bobbin lace, and I thought these would work really well for some of the different patterns that are out there. Leading into that, I also want to just say that in bobbin lace I haven't shown much recently because I was working on some bookmarks that were given to both Lara, Nancy and Michelle while I was away. So I had done some bookmarks of 3 different gum leaves. I just used DMC colours, 2 different colours, a brown and a green, and did a bit of free lace and making some gum leaves. So I think I've got some video, but I also might have some photos that I'll insert now. Hi guys, I also wanted to share with you something that I've been making my lace lessons that I've kept very quiet for the last couple of weeks. These are some gum leaves that have kind of been done using freehand lace. So we just kind of traced around the outside of the leaf and then made it up as we went along. And I've made 3 of them, so one for Nancy, Laura and for Michelle. So this one here on the left is my very first one. You can kind of tell, let me bring it in closer. I just have it in sleeves at the moment to keep them there. It's made with like a green and a brown. The lighting's not too good. So I was learning a different type of edging, and there's all the different types of stitches in there. This section across here is half stitch, where this is like a cloth with a twist. And then I've done these 2 as well. So these ones are a bit more fiddly. I've started with one, I can't remember which one I started with, but you can kind of see there's a combination of all the different types of stitches from there. And then there's this one as well. So you can really see that. You wouldn't believe it though, that when you actually do them on the pillow, I do them upside down. So I started up at this end and went all the way down here. They probably took me about 2 or 3 lessons each, so that's probably about, what, 4, 5, 6 hours? But yeah, so really happy with those, and I'm giving them away. So I'd like to show you before I do and put into my next video. Okay, bye. That's what they received. They received one of those each. And then when I came back home, I've been doing a couple of different samplers, learning how to do twists and braids, and I'm now just starting some torsion ground. So I started this pattern on Tuesday. I was very tired after having parent-teacher interviews from 3:30 to 7, and I was booked out basically. I had 2 slots left, if that. So after my lace lesson, I went to, after interviews I went to lace lesson, and I'm working on this pattern here, which is a torsion ground. So we work in a diagonal direction. I'm using Gutermann 12 weight or something cotton, just as something different to show it. I'm using a contrast color. It's getting slightly blown out there, but you can see that it's opening up, and I've got a lot to go through, but I'm really enjoying that. We're on holidays from our lace lessons for 2 weeks. We don't have lessons during the school holidays, so I'll get back. I'm hoping to do that sometime during the holidays to keep going. But I'll keep working on it, and I'm loving it. It's great to do every Tuesday night. Second and last thing I want to talk about is some knitting. So I've actually been doing some knitting recently. I took it on the plane. I was hoping to stitch on the plane, but it was too dark. So I actually was able to do some knittings, and this is a new shawl that I've cast on as well. Can't remember the date that I cast on, but Aimee from Lace Lessons helped me cast on, and I've done all the rest from there. So I'm using, this is Swagman's Sock, which is a fingering weight yarn, 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon, about 400 meters, called Kaleidoscope from Colour Collective. And I'm going to need a piece of paper behind this. It's a colour that will never be replicated again, because it's kind of like a mistake. She dyed it one colour and then re-dyed it again, and it's made like this blues with these purples, greens and darker blues all the way through. So this is the one skein that I have left that's already caked, and this is how much I have left of the other skein. So I'm working through it. I accidentally forgot to pull the thread from the middle instead of the outside for this one. I've already done 62 rows of garter stitch, which took forever, and then I've done my very first ever lace repeat as well so far. And I need to get a longer cable because they're nearly falling off the ends. But this is how far I've done. So this is the right side. You can see there's like the open like edging, and then you can see the start of the lace up here. So first 10 rows of lace, then I have another 10 rows, oh I'm getting washed out, another 10 rows of garter to go, and then after that I have another lace section and keep going from there. see if that works. There we go. So you can see the lace starting in the middle. Again, it will need to be blocked at the end. And yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to take this away with me next week. So when you see it, it'll be going down this way. And you can see the borders there. Which side is the right side again? This one. And if I pull out the lace, you can see the lace pulling out there. So the first time I've ever really done complex lace, I did make a couple of mistakes. So I went, Mum, can you help? And she was able to come and actually show me how to fix it up without doing it for me. So she did that. And yeah, really enjoying it. I'm hoping I can keep working on it and get it finished soon. I've also had one purchase for knitting, and that is also from Colour Girl Collective. She's a South Australian dyer. I'm receiving the Shawl Society number 4, and I fell in love with the very lacy In the Dunes wrap. Insert a photo. And I decided to use lace weight, so this is a Matilda lace 2-ply, which is 75% Australian superwash merino and 25% silk, and it's called Nemo's Mum. So I have 2 skeins for this one, and she actually sent it with this little progress keeper as well as a dolphin. But yeah, that's really pretty. So that's the purchase. I've only just received that like last week. And I'm hoping to cast that on soon because it's really pretty and it's so big, but I reckon it's going to be really lovely. Last thing I'm going to talk about quickly is a little bit of talk from me is the Royal Adelaide show. So that happens in the first weekend in September for a week and 2 weekends, where people can enter in needlecraft, they can enter in lace, enter in decorative cakes, baking. It also showcases a lot of different animals, different produce from South Australia, and it's really a lot of fun. Last year I entered Elsa in and I received first prize. This one was supposed to be entered in, but this person forgot to put the entry in, so she'll be entered in next year. I'm also going to edit in after this some video that I took at the show. So I'm going to show you some photos of the bake section, so the cakes. There's an amazing Harry Potter cake, an amazing wedding cake there that were my favourite. I'm going to show you the cross-stitch section about the ones that were there. And I'll also show you the lace section. So I'll put that at the end of this video. And I'll just put some music behind it rather than me talking it through. But you know what? That sums up everything I've done for the last 4 months. And I know that's going to be a little bit less than this, but it seems like we've got yet another movie coming along. So I hope you enjoy it. I'm hoping that I can get back to a regular filming schedule again. It might even mean I have to move to doing in my room with Mum and Dad being home, but I don't want it to let it go this long again. So I had an amazing time at the Show Me Retreat. I'm hoping I can get back there next year, if not maybe the year after. And I know Chloe will definitely go with me. I made so many new friends and I loved it completely. And just if you can get to a retreat, go. It's an amazing experience to be with people who get what you do. But yeah, I will definitely be back, hopefully sooner than 4 months, and I'll talk to you then. So, happy stitching. Bye. So these are all the fully finishes that are on the showcase table that are going to be judged for later on. This is a Gecko Rouge pattern that I know of. Look at that butterfly in the top right corner and all the greens. And then we have one of the Liberties, I think is like Priscilla from Chelsea. Look at those colours against that white fabric. It's gorgeous. And at the back we have someone who's framed a needleworker with that thread and those cherries. Look at this bird over here. That is so gorgeous, and you can see there's a scissors and some charms on there as well. And there's berries, the needle at the end. Then we have this gorgeous little pillow that's been with different sort of trim. So this one is saying something I can't say in French possibly, with this flower and the greens. And going up here, can you see that trim and that gorgeous edging? So pretty. And then looking up here, we have an amazing Santa flying wizard, possibly. And it's so filled with all of the beads and the chronic, and it's so glittery. Can you see those beads shimmering? Go in, just look at the beads in this particular corner. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Just amazing. Just amazing. And here we have all of the Prairie Schooler Santas up until 2000 and something, I think. And it's been finished into a Afghan, possibly. I mean, aren't they gorgeous? This one. And then we have a chatelaine up here. Oh, so stunning. Go in close so you can see there's a bird and a house. So pretty. Heading out. Look at these stitches up here. And all that glitter. Out again. It's hard to see them get without any reflections for you. And then we have the border up in the corner. We have beads. Look at these beads. All sitting together. Those back stitch flowers. Just love it. Love, love, love. And I don't know, but whose is that? Again, she's survived the plane trip, not framed, but my god, again, she looks so pretty. I'm hoping to get a frame when I get home. Hoping now if you're coming like this, you can actually see the beads. And if I go across, there's beads over here as well. Going down, a chronic in her dress, beads going up, and then you have beads going up all the way through her flowers up there. One last look at her face. I love those beads in her hair. I love this. This is so pretty. It's so geometric. Look at that flower. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. And on black fabric as well. And then we have some smaller designs with some amazing cutwork. Look at this cutwork here. With the purple fabric behind it. It's a little scissor fob and it actually has a scissor case and then a scissor fob. And look at those different type of stitches. I don't know the name of them. And then across that you also have the same type of cutwork on the top of the lid of the box. I think that's hardang or cutwork. I love the purple of this box. And then inside there's also a little Lugana. And that's all there. Then we have a box that stands up and holds a whole heap of things. So we have a pin cushion here in the middle that has some pins in it. We have the lid. Again, we've got beads on there and some different type of stitching. There's a felt around both sides there that have needles in them. A spool of thread, good ones, scissors, and a little tiny scissor fob as well. There's that one. And going from here, I love that pink frame so much. So we go through. Oh look, there's a butterfly and some bunnies, some kitty cats. Going up, we've got some birds with some more butterfly charms and the flowers, some birds in the nest. That is so pretty. And now this is ingenious. Can you see all those buttons that are stitched on around that plant? It says, welcome to our home. And isn't that just gorgeous? Stitched with a couple different types of threads. And look at this pot. That is amazing. And I love how the frame just looks like it's a real antique looking frame. Going down here, we have a box, so it's actually a box, as you can see, where you can go in, and isn't that just finished stunning? Look at those charms. Isn't that amazing? Oh my god, look at that tree. Look at that tree just there. All that different type of stitching. That is so cool. And then this one is stitched over one. Can you believe that? Over one. Look at those tiny, tiny, tiny little stitches. Sorry, it's getting really loud in here. Not sure what's going on. And then we have some carousel horses. And this again is really, really blingy. So coming across here, all the way around. Look at those chronic. All the glitter. Glitter, 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 glitter. And then we have I Belong to the Cross Stitch Coven. Initials 2019. Coming in close. I love that dress in the middle here. So they changed it from Coven to, it was supposed to be Nation, and now it's going to be Cross Stitch Coven. And the colours are different too, I've only just noticed that. Cool. This one here is a Halloween one. Look at those cats and those owls. Look at that owl and those adorable, that cat and those adorable little owls and the keys and the pumpkins hanging off. That is cool. Then we have this one here. I love this fabric. It's actually opalescent. It's so glittery. You can kind of see that. The sun sets, hang on. It says the sun sets soft on amber, on an October beautiful day or something beautiful day, and that is gorgeous. So you can get it all in the frame. Then we have thread gathering, so we've got little spools of thread with wool, cotton, silk, as the name's going around. Over here we have a purple flower. I will see you in the morning, just inside heaven's door. I will see you in the sunrise over the brighter shore. No more tears, no more pain, in a far better place. I will miss you till then, but I promise you again, I will see you in the morning. I love that. Then we have this one here with the name, I love you to the moon and back, and more than all the stars in the sky. And that is adorable. Look at this globe. Isn't that globe just gorgeous? And it must be a birth sample for someone. And they've got buttons over there as well. In here we have a little box of different type of cushions. So we have, I think it's a patriotic box with all different type of liberty cushions. And they're finished so well. At the back we have one of the Mirabilias. I think this is the seaside one. That is out of print, that was released for a little bit last year. Look at all these beads on around the castle. And the skin is stitched really well. Isn't that pretty? I love that. In the corner we have your next another Afghan, which is really pretty, so I love these colours. So that's our showcase table, and I'll be back. So these are the giveaways all along this table here that are going to be raising money for charity, so we can get tickets and put them into the different popcorn boxes here about which one we want, and different people have stitched them. So this one here is Laura's, and she stitched this lovely heart one. So isn't that trim just across there with this bit, hang on, that trim there with all the different colours, gorgeous. And I love, of course, she had to do the hearts in a purple skein of floss. I mean, that is so gorgeous, and it's stitched in a box. So look at that. And of course, there's always a lot of paper goodies in the bag as well behind. Now this is stitched by Sue, so we can see here we have some luggage to take over us to Paris. And if you actually look inside, there's a whole heap of little smalls that are done in there, and we have a whole heap of different more goodies. This one here was stitched by Nancy, so it says friendships bloom when stitches gather, and I love that. Look at this trim. Isn't that pretty around the edge? And I love that floss. I remember seeing her stitch this on her Flosstube with Willow, and it was gorgeous. Then we go to Julie. Julie here has stitched this one over down here with this bird, and also I've included the same little pin cushion. Isn't that tiny? I love those music rooms. And the buttons on the side, so gorgeous. And then we have Judy. Judy has stitched the, I think it's hands-on designs with the flamingos. Isn't that so pretty and gorgeous? Love that, so pretty. And then we're going to the one that's very popular at the moment, which is Michelle's, and she has stitched our pattern that we've all been given, which is the Show Me Retreat pattern with the state flower, I think, some floss, the ice cream cone, and the state bird. But we can also, so one person, lucky person gets the finish, and then 2 other people get the sleeve that are also kitted up with everything they need to finish it like that. This one is Debbie, and this one here is a neat roll hanger, and that is so good. Just look at these butterflies, aren't they pretty? So pretty. And this one here, Beyond the Bend. So it says, around the corner, beyond the bend, wherever you wander, look for a friend. Then we have Christian, who stitched these gorgeous little strawberries with this bee on it, and the pin cushion as well. Look at that, isn't that so pretty? So pretty. Going across, we have Connie, who's one part of stitch one, count twice, stitch once, or something like that. And this one is stitched always. And look at that pin cushion on the top of the head and those colours. I love that. And this here is also done, the scissors and the pins in the hair have been done with metallic floss. That is absolutely gorgeous, and it's a flat fold. And Belinda, the other half of the same channel, have done this lovely little strawberry with the sunflower on it. That is so gorgeous. Just also going to span you around, and this table here is the whole table of all the smalls that have people brought for the exchange. Mine is that one over there with the masking tape. Alright, see ya.